Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby. I'm David Thetford. That's Gary Ashby. He's in Peak today. Today's breast cancer awareness.
Well, it's a couple of things.
Day.
Yes, the basketball game today at Tech is breast cancer awareness, and our coach Gerlich, they did a deal on the news last night. I did not know she was a breast cancer survivor, but it was a very emotional little ditty they did on the news last night on her. And I tell you what, I like, you gotta like her. I mean, I know there's folks saying, "Hey, we got to win more games," and you do. But she's a good one.
Awesome.
She's a good person. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the texters at one of the shows yesterday were sort of wearing her out. And I don't know if it's lunch or when I get a chance, I like to listen to the weekday shows. And Craig Wells could not have done a better job of defending her. And you know, she lost her best player this year. And, you know, when basketball, you only play 5. And when you lose 1, I'm going to do the math for you, that's 20% of your team. And when it's your best player, it's more like 40% of your team. So, anyway, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Day out at the deal. When we play at 2 o'clock, and we play the Baylor Bears.
And we hate.
Yeah, we don't hate them near as much now as we used to. But
his bulk is gone.
In fact, we should have got John Morris on the show today. We're going to have him on. He's the voice of the Baylor Bears. We'll have him on close to the Big 12 tournament, which is not too far off.
Getting close.
We'll have John on and talk about not just Baylor, but Big 12, because he sees every game Baylor plays, football and basketball. And then also this is Valentine's, because I'm taking my bride to see David Gashin tonight. And if there's still tickets, y'all come. Check out at the Cactus Theater, and it's at 7 or 7:30. I hope 7, but it's either at 7 or 7:30, and he's going to sing a lot of, I don't know, love songs. So anyway.
All you need is love.
All you need is
the name
love.
of the program.
And then David wanted to know what the deal is with the bunting. Opening day yesterday for the Red Raiders, and I think it's the morning show with Chuck said they need to put bunting out, and I think this is bunting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I showed up with bunting today. So every now and then we'll steal something from the weekday shows, and I stole that idea.
You must have stole that bunting some other time.
I cannot tell a lie.
Most people don't have bunting.
One of my strengths is not lying. You know, I got that from Coach Magel, I think. But I did. I stole that. This is from the very first time Tech qualified for the World Series. We had the regional out here at Tech.
Yeah.
And we qualified. And Gus was there. Gus might have helped me steal it. I'm going to say Gus did help me steal it. But anyway, that's where that came from.
Because most people don't have go to the store and I need some bunting.
But the other side of that,
July.
The other side of that, most people don't steal stuff. So,
well, I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people are stealing stuff.
We were having a whole lot of fun that night, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. So, by golly, we did it. And I will say this. My son-in-law's mother, she took the biggest, I mean, we made her take it back. We got to the house, we unload, we got to take this back.
What'd she steal?
Oh, it was a huge thing. And I don't even remember what it said, but it was, it was some of this red, white, and blue, but it was like huge.
From the same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all's family was pretty much, we don't have anything left for
We come from a long line of thieves.
And so we don't have. So this year, if we make it, y'all are going to have to go put stuff
We'll bring
up.
it back.
Yeah, because we don't have any.
Or if we have a regional, we will bring.
Your family stole it all.
No, we took the big thing back, so they still have the big thing.
Well, that was nice.
Well, yeah. Oh, I got another stealing story. It really wasn't stealing. This is the Big 12 tournament, Oklahoma City baseball. Oklahoma City and Taylor's playing center field, and after the game, we talk about the game and all that, but he didn't want to talk about the game. He wanted to talk about this banner that was outside the fence, wadded up outside the fence, that he thought he could make a teepee out of. So, and that ties into Rachel here in a little while. So anyway, we went after the game, and it's 30 yards of banner.
Oh,
and so it was a dated banner. Anyway. So we take it, and he did make a teepee out of it. And I think they were in Oklahoma at a concert, and they put their teepee up, and that was sort of headquarters for people to go to the teepee, and as a music deal, music concert.
Of course. And
this is the time that I told David, well, Taylor's in whatever town it was at a concert. He said, well, Rachel, she quit doing that. She's
not going to concerts.
She's not going to concerts anymore. She told us she's not going to go anymore. I said, well, Taylor said he saw her.
She just walked up.
Saw her at the teepee. So anyway.
So your family's a bunch of thieves, mine's liars.
You're liars and thieves. That's right. Anyway, I thought that was funny too. But that's where the bunting came from, and the idea came from Chuck. And
it's really nice. I thought maybe that Brad Moran had thought putting that up for us. He thought that'd be nice to do.
No, in fact, he may not even like it.
He may not.
I'm not sure. He may just flat not like it. Oh, I need a headset, don't I? I just noticed that.
Do you have one?
I got one. Let me get it right here. Anyway, who did we have last week, Dave?
I got no idea.
I'm going to tell you. We had Mac Owen.
We did have Mac Owen. That was fun. Mac was here. I did know
Mac
that.
does a good job. Oh, and he's got a new office. And I almost went to it the other day. I was in the neighborhood, but I figured he probably wouldn't be all that excited for me to pop in. So
you're kind of like always in the neighborhood of his office.
Yeah, I'm always pretty close.
He's out on 82nd.
But I wasn't near his old office.
No.
I will say that.
I'm glad he moved out there. I think it's a good move for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get off Avenue Q.
I know it.
Because if you're watching the news and somebody has been run over by a car, you just can assume it's Avenue Q.
Yeah.
And if somebody has done something else, there's a deal called, I probably shouldn't say the name of it. There's a motel on Avenue Q that if there's a drug deal or a shooting or a deal, it's this hotel.
It is.
Yeah, the police ought to just get a room there and just wait. Save them time to get in there. So anyway, I'm not going to say the name of it.
No.
I'm not going to tell you why I'm not going to say the name of it, but I'm not going to say the name of it.
They might sue you for defamatory
that's
remarks.
what I'm thinking. I'm waiting to hear from Texas Tech's lawyer about this bunting that I stole.
Yep.
All right. Do we have Coach? Oh, this is
How we doing,
great.
guys?
Hey, Coach, what are you doing, buddy?
Well, about to get the day going.
Hey, before we get into this meet, we got the Jarvis Scott Invitational we've got going on here. Talk about last week's intercollegiate meet. Was that a big deal over in Albuquerque, wasn't it?
Well, we don't travel much, as you know, indoors, but we needed to kind of have the experience of having to travel just a little bit before we go to the national meet in Virginia. But no, it was a big meet. We had some really good things, and we're just trying to get better every week.
You know, I just want to ask you every time, what was the score?
Well, you know the answer to that.
I know. We got no idea.
Well, in 2 weeks at the Big 12, you'll get a score.
Good. I'm looking for a score. Track's kind of a unique sport.
And we want to hear your prediction off of your napkin.
Yeah.
before the meet.
We won't tell.
And we'll have an over and under.
Yeah, you may have to get Fuller and Matney and all them. They're pretty good at planning those things and figuring them out.
They darn sure are. Well, I told David about having you on, and he says, "All right, now what are we going to talk about?" I said, "The Jarvis Scott Invitation." He goes, "Oh, was that the guy that set the record last week?
The world record?"
I said, "No, that wasn't Jarvis."
Yeah, a 60-meter hurdle guy or something. What was his name?
Yeah, Malachi Snow broke the school record last night. Yes, in the 60 hurdles.
60 hurdles.
That's great. But David, Jarvis Scott is a female.
Yeah, she's
an Olympian.
She's first head coach at Texas Tech.
That's right. I'd forgotten that.
Oh, and just a classy, sweet lady too. So that's really what I wanted you to say. Talk about Jarvis and why we named a meet after her and who's here.
Yeah, Jarvis was from California. She was an Olympian, ran the 400 meters, the 800 meters. But anyway, I'm not sure how she got to Texas Tech to be the head coach, but she did. And then while I was at Abilene Christian, all my time there as the head women's coach, she was the head coach here. Corky was the men's and she was the women's for years. And so anyway, she just laid the groundwork for our women's program, and we want to honor her. We've got Corky and Stan Scott, and now her we've gotten that meets named after, and I just think it's great to be able to honor the past.
You bet, and I appreciate the fact that you do that.
I do too. That is absolutely excellent,
without a doubt. Who's here today?
Well, we have Iowa and Iowa State, and us as far, and we have some Oregon throwers. So we have a really good group of fabulous Power 5 people, and then we just got, I think there's 30 other schools. I mean, we have everybody from, the mid-majors to our local people, the junior colleges. So we're having some really good competition in almost any event.
And that's really cool that you do. I don't know who organizes all that. Do you do that, Coach? You got 30 more teams, and when are they running, and who's running, and all that stuff?
Yeah, well, no, I've got great director of ops, Lana Jones and Cassidy Cadell, and they do 90% of it, and we've gotten pretty good at it because this is our 8th year, and so we run a lot of track meets.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, this world is changing. The college world is changing, sports, because of the money's fixing to be divvied out a little different than it has since the beginning of time. Are you going to be able to keep these type roles on in the future? Or are you going to have to start everybody doubling, tripling up?
That's a good question. I mean, it's really, until April 7th gets here and we really figure out what this judge decides to do, and if she sticks with what she's doing, or we change a few things. But we just know right now we got to lower our rosters, and we can't have more than 45 women and 40 men. And we've got to figure out, how to have a team doing that, which I have 68 men and women on each side right now.
Oh.
So we're going to lose 25 kids on each side. And it's really an unknown. I'm thinking of 2 or 3 per event to try to have a team, but I really don't know how we're going to do it.
Well, here's something I want to know how you do is how do you remember all of their names? Do you put their names on their back? Remember in football, junior high football, they'd put your name and they put it on the front of your helmet, on the front where they could see who you were.
No, it's difficult when you've got that many, but it takes you about half the year to memorize them all.
Hey, come here. Get it. You run this race.
You're really fast. Come here.
It's amazing what you do, Coach.
Coach, we know you're busy. I just wanted to let you talk about the Jarvis Scott Invitational, and we appreciate your time, and we know you got a busy day today.
If people want to come out today, what do they do? Just come out?
You just need to show up. You can buy a ticket on site, and we're going to be running it starting at 11 o'clock, and we'll be done by about 4 o'clock.
And I think it's $10 and ask for the Thetford and Ashby special.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. It's
15,
Coach.
It's 15 if you do that.
I'll give you a bargain.
There you go.
Coach, you're awesome. I look forward to some scores. We can have some scores.
Well, in 2 weeks, it's a big deal. So, we definitely going to score in 2 weeks. So,
all right, buddy.
Big 12 championships.
All right. We're proud of you.
See you later.
Guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Coach Wes Kittley.
He's a fun
guy. Legend. He really is a legend.
Just like Jarvis Scott, the legend.
The legend, Jarvis
Scott. The Olympian legend from Texas Tech.
I knew the name, but I didn't know it was a boy or girl.
You thought she was the guy that set the record.
Just take a shot in the dark. Could be.
You even screwed up when the record was. It was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, but it was a record nonetheless.
And I had it. And I knew that somebody did it. Snow did it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's amazing. When you can set a record at Texas Tech now, indoors, that's a big deal.
It's a lot harder nowadays than it used to be to set records, without a doubt. All right. Talked about David Gashin tonight. Call the Cactus and get some tickets and get out there. Something else. Who else did we have last week? Did we tell everybody?
We had Mac for a long time, and that was fun.
Gus.
Yeah, we had Gus.
I just guessed.
We're not running in Redosa anymore on TV.
Not running in.
We're not. Really? Yeah, something happened.
How do you know that?
Well, somebody said to me. Can't remember who. Maybe Sherry Saffel. I don't know. Somebody told me we're not on in Redosa anymore, and we used to. Who told me that?
Was it because of the fire?
No, in Los Angeles.
No, they had fire in Redosa.
I know, but
they had a couple of fires in
Redosa.
I
think they changed their service provider or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I figured you go over there.
I never could find it.
You couldn't find our show?
And in Redosa, if you're with this provider, you get these stations, and if you're with that one, you get these stations. I think Tony and Beth could watch it at their house. We never could find it at our house. So anyway. And then we had, I'm sure, some other. Oh, wait a minute! I can turn the page here and get back to last week.
Oh yeah, I really have. I have not paid attention that much. I've been tired. I've been driving everywhere with to Abilene, and then to Fort Stockton. Fort Stockton's a long way. It really is. And the worst part of the trip is I-20 from Odessa to Monahans. Trucks everywhere.
Because of trucks.
Oh God.
Yeah. I was about to say at night, it doesn't matter if there's beautiful mountains or an ocean over there. If you can't see it, it doesn't matter. But in the daytime, it'd be tough.
Tell me who that guy is.
I'm a little closer.
You can't figure it
out.
Edge. All right, we'll be right back. More sports talk.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Everybody's buying 18-wheelers, and because of these spots I do on the show, they love it. This is first-class operation, I'll tell you that. 26-bay service department, clean as a whistle. It is awesome. And we already did Fuddruckers earlier, and we ate there yesterday, didn't we? Mm-hmm. It was delicious. I will tell you that the onion rings are phenomenal at Fuddruckers. 66 in Milwaukee. All right, we've got Jason Stevens, and those of you who were at the Tech basketball game the other night and stayed around during halftime, he is the guy that hit the half-court shot to win 2 tickets to the NCAA tournament in San Antonio. And don't call; he's already said I can have one of them. So y'all, and now he got a new girlfriend since that night.
Yep. As of yesterday.
Yeah, I'll date you. At least.
Let's start at the beginning on this thing, because I've been looking forward to having you on, because I was sitting up there in the stands going, this guy's like the coolest guy ever. I mean, they hand you the microphone and he goes, Raider!
And they all respond.
I mean, I tell you, that was one of my biggest worries. I'm like, if I don't get a response here, I'm in some trouble.
Yeah, it's always that risk of Raider.
The only way I make this shot is if I hear power back. If I don't hear it, I might not even shoot it at this point.
If I just melted.
Well, and then most people get about 10 feet back and take a running deal, and he's standing there like he's at the free throw line. I go, he ain't even going to get it to the rim.
How did you know it was in? It was online.
I mean, I could go through every step of it, but I tell you what, I let it go, and there's a shot from behind where I'm holding it, and everyone's like, you knew it was in. I was like, I knew it had a good line, but I was ready for the gnarliest of air balls of all time. I thought it was short. And our student section, you know how they give it to you.
That'll wear you out.
I'm just holding it, praying, like, please don't be an air ball.
Please hit the rim.
And it goes in, and there's like a half second where I'm just, oh my goodness. And then there it goes from there.
The place erupted.
I take off from there.
Were you there? What's your name, by the way?
It's Carly.
Carly. Okay, Carly.
No, I was the girlfriend of the year and was actually watching the game at Chimmy's. So
You what?
I know I wasn't there, but I'm not a student, so I was going to have to
Where are you from?
Jacksboro, Texas.
Yeah.
Jacksboro.
We go through there.
What's the restaurant there? The Green Frog?
Something. Green Frog. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's it. So, no, I was not there. I felt bad, but I got a lot of texts. My phone kept on going off, and I couldn't realize
why. So y'all date Y'all are together? I don't know what to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been dating for over a year now, almost a year and a half.
Where are you from?
Oh, wow.
I'm from Belton, Texas.
Belton.
Okay.
Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yes, sir.
Baylor.
Right down the street. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And to her defense, I didn't know till pregame what I was doing, so she didn't even know going into it.
How did they pick you?
So it's kind of funny. I was almost embarrassed. I go in and I'm supposed to meet up with some friends, and I get there first. So I'm sitting there alone, and they come up to me and they're like, "Are you alone?" And I'm like, "Well, I am right now." So really, I am right now, but I promise.
Yeah, what's the right
I promise
answer?
not for the whole game. And then they said, "Well, I mean, we've got this pregame because it was actually a pregame challenge turned into a half court. I had to win the pregame free throw contest first.
Oh.
So I did that pregame.
Well, thought that was your weakest part was your free throws.
It was. I tell you what, my legs were giving
no
out at
doubt.
that point. I was so worried.
Oh,
but
wait a minute. Did you have to beat some other people out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Oh,
it was
my
me and
gosh.
somebody else that they picked from the crowd. And we go out there and we shoot, I think it was 30 minutes before the game. We had a free throw competition, 30 seconds. Whoever made the most then did the halftime challenge.
That's when the fans were there, too, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
well,
Yeah.
I was there for that. I saw that.
So I did that first.
I didn't know that was who got to
Yes,
go
sir.
shoot the
Yes, sir. That's why I was saying in her defense, I mean, nobody knew. But I did that, and then they told me at halftime, I've got a 30-second challenge. If I complete that, then the half-court shot. And so, I mean, it happened one by one. It was in the air, and I was just like, there's no way.
Well, I thought I heard somebody, maybe the guy that was there with you. I thought I heard him say right before it went in, "That's going in." I think it seemed like I heard something like that.
It was. I mean, everybody afterwards told me, when it was in the air, they were, "Oh my, it looks good. It looks good, and it's going in." And then there's a few people that were rebounding for me. If you watch the replays, all their hands, a second before it goes in, they're all like this.
Well, the place I couldn't believe it. The crowd was great.
Able to make people that happy.
It was, oh my gosh, it was awesome. I mean, I've been a Tech fan my entire life, so knowing the Raider Power chant and being able to give that, hear it, make the shot, and then continue
This
to
is like the greatest thing
pump
ever.
the crowd up. I mean,
Your whole
the
life is
USA,
downhill from now.
I mean, you're telling me, right? Dream come true at 23. What's up with that?
I know it's all over.
All right, so you had to
awesome.
make a layup, make a free throw. And the free throw, it's like your third or fourth one before you made
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. I was.
And what I didn't notice was the clock running. You have
Yes,
a certain amount of time.
So I
30 seconds.
had 30 seconds to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-point shot. And if I completed that in the 30 seconds, then I got that one shot from half court for the tickets. And I tell you what, I was telling the guy before that was telling me about it, said the only thing I'm worried about is the layup. You can't miss that layup starting out.
No, you can't.
So I made the layup, go to the free throw, and my legs are basically giving out at that point. I'm so nervous and so anxious, and poorly missed the first two, make the third, step back. First three goes in, and I'm confident at that point, walking back, trying to get the crowd into it. That's when I hit the Raider Power, and the rest
That's
is
what
history.
I'm saying. It's like the coolest kid I've ever seen. Are you in a fraternity?
No, sir.
Okay, I was going to guess that you're in a fraternity and just like the coolest guy on the block.
No,
so.
sir. Just a huge sport fan and huge Tech fan at that. So it was literally, I just took advantage of the moment. Enjoyed every
What
second.
classification are you?
So I actually just graduated, and I'm a grad student now.
All right. What are you going to be?
I'm in sports management right now, still trying to figure it out and everything. Trying to.
Lots of jobs there.
There's so many jobs, and knowing how the college aspect is now, with NIL and everything, trying to figure out what's the best route to take going forward. Do I want to stay college? Which initially I did want to do that, but just learning all the NIL and the business of what college has become, trying to figure out that route, or do you just try to go in the professional route? So trying to figure all those things out, doing internships through Tech, just kind of trying to find a way right now.
Did you ever play basketball in high school?
I did
In
indeed.
Belton?
Yes, sir.
Belton what?
Belton High School, Belton Tigers.
Belton Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you played basketball there.
I did. I've
Were you
never
any
made a
good?
half-court shot, I'll tell you that.
Were you any good?
I'd like to say it's my favorite sport, so I hope I
All
was
right,
somewhat
intramurals
good.
at Tech. Do you play intramurals at Tech?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
okay.
sir.
Are you
Yes,
like
sir.
the guy, or you just...
I just
I think
put
he
on in
is.
big moments,
I think he's the guy.
I
Yeah.
come up in big moments. Got the clutch gene, I guess.
Well, but you've never in your life, even in practice and just screwing around after the practice, you'd never made it from half court
I mean,
until that shot.
I couldn't tell you if I had or hadn't. No, it's never stuck with me. I'll never forget that moment, that's for sure.
No.
But, I mean, there's been so many times that you're just messing around and you're like, for Vegas, or, the half-court shot, and you see people do it at the games, and you're
Yeah.
like, how do you become that guy?
Yeah.
They literally just come up and ask you. And then
sit over by yourself.
yeah, literally. Just that's my advice for you. Just show up by yourself.
Look lonely.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you ain't got no friends.
Get an opportunity and then just rip it. So it was awesome.
So great.
It was so awesome. awesome.
Did they have it on at Chimmy's or wherever that?
Yes, sir. They did have it on, but actually I felt bad because
You were drunk.
yes, absolutely hammered. No, I wasn't.
Absolutely.
No,
We know better.
I was with two of my girlfriends, and I had not been paying attention. He told me he was doing the contest. He had texted me right before, and I didn't really think even that they would have it on. So I was actually...
Was it on TV?
I don't know.
I got a bunch of messages from my friends, and the game was on CBS Sports.
Yeah.
And right before halftime, they were about to do a game recap, and on the intro commercial coming in, they showed it on CBS Sports. So like my family, and that's how they all saw it. And because my phone died, I had so many text messages, and I already didn't have much battery percentage, so my phone died, and I didn't get to see any of it. And I turned it on, I got all these messages, and so it was CBS Sports.
That's cool.
It was awesome. It was really cool. Really awesome.
Well, it is.
Yeah, it's Carly, right?
And let me tell you
Yes,
this.
sir.
What do you do?
Had you missed it, they wouldn't have showed it. So
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was.
It would have been no fun.
That's exactly what I was telling Carly. I could have done everything
You'd
I
have been
did
nobody.
Yeah.
and just hit the back of the
Hit the
rim,
rim
and no reaction, none of this going on right now. So
Yeah.
I was like,
well, you
it's
wouldn't have
literally-
got booed or laughed at if
I
you hit
wouldn't
the
have.
rim.
Hit the rim.
Yeah, if you miss everything, you probably,
that was my worry, was the air balls. Don't airball it. I don't even care if you throw it off the backboard.
All right,
Just
I've
don't
told this
airball
story
it.
before, but I shot one at halftime at the Tech basketball game. But they used to have, I used to coach out there, so they'd have a coach shoot one just to show you how to do
Yes,
it.
sir.
And I was going to be the wiener boy that hit the free throw, so I'm going to get it there. I shot it, and I hit the shot clock on top of the
Oh,
deal.
my gosh.
It hit the side of the shot clock and went into the band.
Oh, my
Over on the
gosh.
right. So, but I wasn't going to be that guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
That
you
was-
weren't going to be that guy.
The air ball was the only thing I was trying to eliminate, and when I let it go, that's all I saw was it's short. That's the one thing I couldn't do, and it's short.
Yeah.
And I was just holding the follow through, and it went in, and I just didn't know what to do. And I had one of my buddies who was sitting up in the higher bowl get the side shot, and it was so cool getting to just rewatch it. And you see all these kids in the stands throwing their head back, like, "Oh my gosh!"
so
And like,
unbelievable, the
it was
response.
awesome. I got to see Mr. Womble sitting there throw his hands up as well, and I was like, if only I knew he was right there, I would have went up and just jabbed him.
High-fived
Yeah,
him.
exactly. How
Yeah.
cool would that have been? But it was an
Yeah.
awesome experience. It really was.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's just
Well, you did leave it up there, didn't you?
I did, yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. He did the whole cool thing. It really was.
well, Steve Maines helped me help track you down.
Really?
I don't know whether you know Steve or not.
No,
but he's
sir.
kind of the most important guy in the arena.
There we go. I need
think-
to get in touch with that man.
Well, you do. He's a big deal. But he went to the marketing department, and then they helped find you. And so I was glad you answered the phone when I called.
Yes, sir. I saw a Lubbock number, and I was like, must be important.
Probably not spam.
I need
Yeah.
to. Yeah, yes, sir. Usually it says spam risk, and this one didn't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was worth the answer, and I'm glad I did too.
Well, it's kind of fun, and you got to meet the new running backs coach at Tech.
Yes, sir. Just now. Yeah, I can't believe y'all had me following that up. I had to follow up a beloved
I know.
McGuire. I was so nervous when I was walking in. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that might be a good guy for you to meet
Yeah, no
because he can help you in your line of work.
No kidding.
Sports management. What do you do, Carly? What are you going to do?
I graduated in May. I'm a marketing director here in Lubbock for a physical therapist. So I do a bunch of marketing.
Now, who is it?
It's called McCombs
Brag
and
on 'em.
Associates Physical Therapy. Oh, I will. They are absolutely wonderful. They have a location in Lubbock and then Levelland also. And I like to talk, so I get to go talk to doctors all the time. And I get to say
And
thank you.
they refer them to y'all
Right,
to
yes,
get
sir.
physical therapy.
So I go there and I'll have a little thank you note, some goodies, and I say, hey, thank you, doctor, whoever. And I say,
This is great.
yep, for referring a patient to us. So I love it. I
All
like
right.
it a lot.
You're wearing a Tech top there, but I got the impression earlier because I actually listen sometimes that you didn't
Only
go to
sometimes.
Tech.
Oh, no, I did go to Tech. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you're just not going to Tech now.
Right, yes, sir.
Okay,
So I
all right.
graduated in May, and I didn't go to grad school. I was over school. I was ready to be done. So
Do you
I
have to go to grad school?
Time out.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people go to grad school, I think, because they don't want to get out in the world.
Exactly. Hey, right on.
There you
just
go.
trying to learn more and find a direction. Right? She already had
Yeah.
hers, so
Hey,
props to her.
Here's what I told my son. I said, the real world's going to be there. You go enjoy yourself and get your learn on
Yes, sir.
and all that because that real world, when you get there, it'll still be there.
Yes, sir. My parents are awesome. That's exactly what they were saying as well. They were like, don't rush it, especially in the sports world. You can never learn too much, and it's only helpful going forward. I mean, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to be here if I wasn't in grad school.
There you go.
I wouldn't have been in the student section, been able to be picked or even qualified, I'm sure, as a student. So it's all it's all God's plan, and my parents definitely were a big help in that, and I appreciate all that they do. So
they're coming in today.
They are, yes, sir. They wanted to make it. They wanted to make it for this, but they'll get here around noon, so they'll see me right after. But I'm sure they're listening right now.
We kind of put him back. I put him back in the show for two reasons. Number one, we were trying to wait for his parents to get here,
yes, sir,
and let Carly sober up from the
from Jimmy's.
Jimmy's.
Let me find a girlfriend for the.
Yeah, I had to get a girl.
I had to go find a girl.
Well, you did good.
I did, yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. I got
basically hit a half court shot.
There we go. Yeah, that's my reward in its own right there.
I know it. Are you getting to go with him?
Yes, sir. I was gladly one of the ones that he picked for his extra ticket.
Have you just got 2 tickets?
Yes, sir. Just 2.
I was a little nervous at first. I thought for a second, I was like, man, he's got a lot of good guy friends. I don't know if I'm going to be picked.
I'm about to say.
Well, it's also a blessing in disguise because it's in San Antonio. You know, luckily it's not New York or something out. Like, it's 2 hours from my hometown. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity.
Okay, so you got to get there on your own.
Yes, sir.
That's not part of the deal.
No, sir. No, sir.
I got tickets. There and you stay at the
I'm not that cool. Maybe if
tickets?
it was a full court shot, but the half court shot, you get the tickets at least.
I wonder where the seats are.
I don't know all of that just yet.
They always have it in a football stadium.
Yeah.
And you're like, these seats, it's not a football game. It's way
it's a lot.
off.
Dave and I went to a Final Four together.
In Houston.
And we had Coach Bobby Knight, if you might be too young to remember Bobby Knight, but we had his tickets, so we're thinking we're going to be. We may be sitting in those Womble seats.
Yeah, right. Be in the player huddle.
But no, we were a little ways up there because it was a football.
Yeah, we were on the top row of the lower bowl, and
we saw both the first game, and it's the 2 worst semifinal games ever.
Really?
Yeah.
So we gave my son the tickets to the finals, and we came back to Lubbock.
This was the greatest game ever.
And it wound up being one of the greatest.
That's how it goes.
Ever.
That's how it goes. That's how what my thought process was too. You never know who's going to be in the national championship.
Yeah.
With it being March Madness and everything. So is it 2 teams that I necessarily am going to want to watch? Should I give the tickets to other people? But then I'm going to do that, and it'll be the greatest game of all time.
You gotta go.
So I've definitely committed to the idea of going.
Now, is it the semifinals and the finals, or is it just the finals?
I think it's the Final Four to the finals because they
should be.
I think so, yes, sir. But that's the other worry is it's on a Monday. All national championship games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to play that into factor as well. But luckily with grad school.
Are you real busy on Mondays?
I have a class on Mondays with grad school, but.
Have.
But I got a pretty awesome professor, so I think it'll just take one conversation.
All right. Now, has this crossed your mind? Because I'm a very frugal young fella.
I am as well. Let's hear it.
Has it ever crossed your mind? I can sell these. And.
That crossed my mind before I even made it.
Carly and I can go do something really fun.
Hey, we're big golf people. We've been talking about going to the Scottsdale course, so you never know. But I think once in a lifetime opportunity, I'm going to take up the opportunity to take these tickets because I know how I got them.
San Antonio's fun.
It's San Antonio as well. It was awesome.
It'll be fun. Y'all stay on the Riverwalk.
Exactly.
I've never been. So I'm
you haven't?
Look at that. Oh, wow.
That's so great. The Alamo.
Oh, you never been to San Antonio? You'll enjoy San Antonio.
I've been to San Antonio one time. I've been to the Alamo on the Riverwalk. My parents love San Antonio, so I'm sure it would be an added incentive for them to come. So we'd at least get a weekend out of that with my parents as well. They'd have to get their own tickets, though. Remember, I only got 2.
I'm going to give you a compromise here. You go to the semifinals, and that's where all those rabid people are, and you go, hey.
It's crazy.
2 tickets to the finals, you might be able to do both.
Yeah, because that's true too. Go to the
semifinals.
That's true. I'll at least, but then I'll be in the predicament that y'all were. Go to the first 2, they're not good games, and then miss the greatest game ever.
Yeah. All right, you got 1 minute left. What do you want to tell out there to the Red Raiders that cheered you on?
I mean, how awesome was that? I mean, if they want to see another half-court shot made, I'd be glad to go for round 2, right? No, but that was awesome. I was making jokes with the marketing guys who had picked me, and because after it happened, I got to stay down on the court for a little bit, and I was telling them, Kerwin Walton comes out and makes like 4 straight threes, 13 points, and I'm like, I'll take credit for that. I got the ball warmed up, the fans into it.
I'm keeping your number. Perfect. We're going to call you when you're at the Final Four, and you're going to give us updates on how it's going.
Perfect. Okay? Yeah.
You and Carly.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Still together.
We'd love to. Oh, we will be.
No
worries.
She's hanging in there totally after that.
All right, we appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
McGavick Nissan and Infinity of Lubbock out on Milwaukee at Spur 327. McGavick Nissan's right there on on Milwaukee, and then the Infinity, where Gary got his car, is right there on Spur 327, right there close together. You talk about a great dealership. They're locally owned and operated, they're doing big-time business. Got some special deals going right now, too. So you need to get out there and see them. They got a huge selection of vehicles, and you will love it. I got my Pathfinder there, and I love it. It's a great car. What do you drive, Garrett?
I got a truck.
Oh, you got a truck?
Yep,
Does it have a name, or does it have a...
No, it's Chevy truck. Silverado, yes, sir.
All right.
Yep.
That's good. It's Garrett McGuire. He is the new running backs coach at Texas Tech. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yes, sir. I'm fired up. We got it's a dream come true to come back and work for my dad, obviously, and Coach Kenny Perry and Dave Martin. You talk about three guys that literally raised me into the man I am today, and then really fired up to work with Coach Leftwich and score some points.
I'm going to help you out here a little, Garrett. You've got a pretty good mother.
Yes, sir.
She probably helped a little bit in that raising.
She's awesome.
Yeah, dang right.
We have her on the show. She's more fun. She's got energy.
She was fired up when I told her I was coming up here.
Well, I was looking forward to meeting you.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way that you couldn't have turned out to be a great young man with that for your parents.
Yes, sir.
And then you throw in those other coaches that you're talking about
yes,
there,
sir.
and then going to Baylor and all that. I was looking forward to meeting you because I knew you were going to be a quality guy.
I saw you one day out at Lubbock Country Club. You're riding with your dad, and we ran over there.
Oh, yes, sir.
You probably remember it because it was me.
Yeah.
Probably not.
That's probably one of my favorite places to play here. I love it. Oh my gosh, and it's friendly golf, so that helps me out a bunch.
Now, where were y'all at the Rawls?
No, we were at Lubbock Country Club.
Lubbock.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's not all that forgiving. I'm always over in the. In fact, on the practice range, I literally work more on my coming out of the trees shot than I do on my driver and my wedge coming out of the trees.
Irons. No 5 irons. You got to have that shot.
All right, I'm assuming you're a good golfer.
I'm okay. Yes, sir.
What do you shoot normally?
Mid-80s.
Okay, what's your dad?
I beat him 3-4 strokes every time.
Every time.
So
you never beat?
No, he can't play with me anymore. When I was little, he'd kind of take me to the woodshed, but not anymore.
Okay, and you're getting him back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kind of like my Tanner. He finally beat me, and now I can't beat him anymore.
Yeah.
That's sad. Right. It's sad. It's tough on us old people, Garrett.
Now that I'm back, I might have to give him a round or two since he's my boss now.
Yeah, now that he can fire me, I think
exactly.
I think I'll work on my.
Well, we're excited that you're here, and you're young. There's no question about that.
Yes, sir.
In fact, most young guys that are coaching have not had the experience. Yet you've coached in the NFL with the Carolina Panthers for 2 years. It's amazing.
Yes, sir. That was an
experience.
Unbelievable opportunity. You talk about being around some just brilliant football minds, and Ben McAdoo, Joe Brady. Both those guys one won a Natty, one won a Super Bowl, and then the coolest part was getting around like those high-level players, and most of those high-level players are high-level thinkers, and you got to learn how to, teach and coach at a high level because in that league they'll call you out, and you better know your stuff.
And then you worked in Nebraska.
Wait a minute, let's go back to the pro deal real quick.
All
right. Did you ever have to just go get in somebody's face and go, hey, what did I tell you about?
That's about what it looked like.
Yeah.
That's about what it looked like.
How tall are you?
About 5'9" on a good day.
Okay. All right. 5'9",
Yeah.
170.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and you're going up to what'd you coach?
I helped out with the receivers and quarterbacks.
Okay. Well, they're not all that big.
No. Okay. So, but, kind of learned, how to coach. I had a great mentor and some of those guys, and Coach Rule, obviously. And, kind of you earn your respect by your work, right? I've always kind of thought that. And so, players like this old Nick Saban quote, they don't care what you know until they know how much you care. And so that's kind of the approach I took, and guys saw that, and then they kind of wanted to see some advice.
Well, and you kind of grew up with one of the greatest coaches, inspirational. I mean, is your dad that way all the time?
All the time.
It's the craziest thing. He is the most inspirational and caring guy. He cares about everybody.
Yes. I mean, it's unbelievable. I really do think we have the best head coach in college football. I mean, he's won everywhere he's been. He's unbelievable with people and being in the community. And
he really is.
I mean, I can't say enough about him.
Now, you're too young to remember Leave It to Beaver, but there was a character on there named Eddie Haskell. And I always look for people that are so nice like your dad, like unbelievably nice. And I keep waiting for him to be Eddie Haskell. And I'm getting the feeling he ain't ever going to be Eddie Haskell.
Eddie's just fooling everybody.
No, he's got a switch. You see him on the practice field. He's got a switch for sure, and in games you'll see it too. The funny ones like kind of the Oklahoma State game when him and Coach Perry are getting into it. But he definitely has a switch. But
Coach Perry's different than your dad.
No doubt. No doubt.
Oh, my gosh. But what a great coach.
He's unbelievable.
I just think we've put together something could happen this year that Tech fans can't even believe what's going to happen. These recruits we've gotten and transfer guys, number one in the nation. That's amazing.
Yes, sir. I think, we built around a bunch of key guys. Like you talk about some of the guys we have returning that I think could be really special players, like Baron Morton, Caleb Douglas. I think we had a phenomenal young running back room, and then we added a piece that really kind of put us over the top. I think we have a good nucleus on defense with Jacob Rodriguez, Mo Horn, with just their leadership, but two, just their play on the football field. And then we put in pieces that we think we can go win it all, honestly.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, and we really haven't had it here. In the last 40 years, maybe two different offensive lines in 40 years that you can say, yes, we can count on these guys, and I think we may have that this year. And I think people are going to see a completely different Baron Morton that now that he can
be healthy,
look up and not have to run for his life.
Yeah, be healthy and not
stay healthy.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see how great Baron really is.
Because if you can't do that, then one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time showed you in the Super Bowl. If you're not protected, you don't look like the greatest quarterback.
No doubt. Your feet, you start looking at the line. You're not looking downfield. Your feet get all crazy. You're
a quarterback.
Yes, I kind of got that background a little bit to me. So.
Yeah. Played at Baylor?
Yes, sir.
Did you like
Baylor
it?
I loved it. Good line, didn't they?
Yes, sir. They were really good the past 2 years up front. I think that's they've had success running the football, and I think that's what kind of made them take the jump.
All right, but when you were there, they had decent offensive line?
Yes, sir. My last year.
You don't look like they beat you up too bad.
They didn't beat me up too bad. No, sir.
So.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so glad you ended up back here. 1 year at Nebraska.
Two years at Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, 23 and 24.
Yes, sir.
With Coach Rule. What's his name?
Yes,
Matt
sir.
Rule?
Matt Rule.
Yeah, they say he's a great
coach. That's an old Baylor boy.
He's unbelievable. He's a really, really good coach.
He's really a
yes, sir.
coach.
He's one of those guys that, he knows pretty much every position. He's been a coordinator, offense, defense, special teams. But he does a great job of coaching coaches. He sets a really, really high standard. Yeah. A lot like my dad in the way he treats players from a standpoint of, like, players come first in every situation and in every facet. So, I learned a lot from him. But, again, I'm really excited to learn from this head coach I got now.
Well, Nebraska, great tradition, great facilities. Had to be a great place to. Are they kept their sellout deal?
Yes, sir.
Is that still intact, even though they're not playing as well?
Yes, sir. They had we just finished 400, or they just finished 400, so they're like 404 straight sellouts. Great fan base, great place to live. I couldn't say enough good things about that place. It was awesome. It was great to me.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you meet anybody up there special, or did you just kind of hang by yourself?
Kind of hung by myself. No, I'm kidding. I met somebody pretty special.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she's in the audience, I guess.
She's in the audience.
In the audience. We have a huge audience here.
Y'all keep it down out there.
Yeah. And tell us about Tara.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Tara.
Where'd you meet Tara?
She's living in Lubbock now?
Mm-hmm.
So
not yet. We're recruiting her here.
She lives in Nebraska?
Yes, lives in Nebraska. We're trying to recruit her down here. So she's like on her OV right now, I guess, official visit.
Official visit.
But no, she's awesome. Met her at my golf course there.
Where's she? She grew up in Nebraska?
Yeah, she's a Lincoln girl. She's a Lincoln local.
Was she a beer cart girl?
No, she wasn't. No. No, she kind of moved all around. She lived in Miami at one point, lived in LA, and then came back home, and we kind of met when I was working. She's all over the place.
Yeah.
She was whirling.
Yeah.
Did your mama
you met her at the golf course?
My mom loves her.
I figured she did.
Met her at the golf course.
She wasn't a beer cart girl,
No,
so you're saying she was playing golf.
She was kind of playing, hanging out, getting dinner, and That's where I met her. I just got done playing, and I didn't play very well, so I figured
tell us
something
about
had to
that
go
first
right.
time you met her. What was the first in that day?
Yes, sir.
For the first time you saw her.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
We were really just went up to her. We were kind of having a drink, and just I don't know. We sparked interest. I mean, she was awesome.
Did she chase
She's
you?
a football girl.
She chased you a little bit.
Yeah, I made her chase me a little bit. I had to make it hard on her somehow.
I understand. He's just
All right, so you played a bad round of golf. You go in the bar or the restaurant, and you look across there, and there she is, and you went straight over there.
Well, I kind of got pushed over by one of the guys I was working with. I was like, hey, you better go over there. And that was our offensive coordinator at Nebraska, who we were like golf buddies. We played every day together. And he was like, yeah, you better go over there. So I was pushed. And, when you're the young coach, you can't say no.
Yeah,
so.
you got to do what they tell you.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Now, Tara, is that the way you remember it?
Something like that.
Yeah. When he walked up, did you go, what? What do you want?
That's probably how I went at first, and then kept bugging her.
Well, she's a cute girl. We ought to get you on TV here.
Well, we're going to get her here maybe at the break. We'll have her come on and hang with us.
And that's so fun. I mean, I can almost remember back in those days dating and a long time ago.
I can almost remember.
Really, we get to the point now you don't remember what you did yesterday. But it's a fun time. And it's so fun you're back in Lubbock with your family.
Yes.
And I know your mama, I'm sure your dad's really happy too, but I know your mama is thrilled to have you back here.
Yes, she's fired up. It's awesome. I get to come home, whenever we're done working. I'm still living with them for now, finding a place to stay. And we'll play cards or, do stuff that we used to do when I was in high school and college. And didn't get to do that the last 4 years. And
did you graduate from Cedar Hill?
Yes, sir. And so we were really close. Played for my dad in college. Those two people are my best friends. We have
now coaching with your dad. This is like
we're coaching.
It's like a dream come true.
This is a dream come true. And, I can't say enough how fired up I am to be here. And then, my sister went here. I know you guys know all that and the family and all that.
No,
but
we met a bunch of them. They come out
to
while we're doing the show out by the stadium.
Yes, sir.
Debbie brings them all out there.
What did the sister-in-law come out? Who was
Kim? Was there one named
Kim?
Kim?
Kim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we met the whole family.
Yeah, she's
and we like them all.
Yes.
Debbie's a little put it together person.
Yes.
She's getting everybody together. Here, we're all going over here. We're all going.
That's a good coach's wife.
Yeah, it is. That's what you need.
She's a great one.
That's a good trait to have. All right. Father, son, coaching together doesn't always work.
Yes, sir.
We've seen it here at Texas Tech a couple of times that it just didn't quang. How is this going to be different? How is this going to work?
Well, I think because I've been other places, I've learned how to do things the right way from a standpoint of on and off the field. And then we both see eye to eye in so many aspects of how to win, how to build a culture, how to develop players at a high level, how to recruit players at a high level. There's really not much BS about either of us from a standpoint of we really believe in three things. Number one, develop young men on and off the field. Number two, recruit at a high level. And number three, win. And really, that's the only three things we care about. And
those are good three.
All right, go those again.
Number one, develop young men on and off the field. Number two, recruit at a high level. And number three, win.
Okay. I'm going to go 1 first, 3 second, and 2 third. What do you think about that?
That's fine with me.
Develop
I'm
young
good.
men, I think that's going to be number one.
Yeah.
Right.
2 better be win, or you're not going to be developing young men. You're going to be
somewhere
working
else
at the golf course or something.
Yes, sir.
And then what was the third one?
Recruit at a high level.
Yeah.
Well, we've done that. And if you do that, then you win.
Right. Yes, sir.
And I want to say this, because that was a sort of a tough question, is there's little doubt in my mind that this is going to work out phenomenally well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just because of the type of people y'all are.
Yeah,
Right.
the nature of who y'all are.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, without a doubt. So anyway.
It's going to be fun to watch. And how old are you?
26.
26.
Yep.
All right, how old do you think you look?
Like 12. I know it. You know, I'm self-aware.
Well, it's more than 12, but it's not 26.
No.
Tara's 11.
Right.
He met her at the elementary.
Yeah, right.
No.
What do you think when? Well, we'll talk to her in a little while.
Yeah.
See what you thought when this kid comes over there. He's got a beer in his hand, and she's wondering where you got that beer.
doubt.
You're obviously not old enough.
She probably tried to check my ID.
Anyway. No, there's little doubt in my mind that this is going to be a wonderful thing for all involved.
Yes, sir.
Where'd Matt Dowdy go? I think he came up here to make sure. There he is. He came up here to make sure we're okay.
No doubt.
He's not here to support you. He's here to make sure we don't
He's here to
go
protect
nuts.
you.
Because we could do that. We always. Oh, here's Debbie texting. Let's see what your mama has to say. We got 1 minute here. We are going to win with that guy.
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's right.
All right.
You know,
you heard it here.
We got the people in place. I'm serious. I haven't been more impressed by, like, you know, I thought I left a really, really cool place and all that.
Well, you did.
And I did. But coming here, like, seriously, with just, the people on the staff from a standpoint of, like, our nutritionist, our strength coach, our video people. I mean, they're elite. They're elite, and our head coach lets them do their job at a super high level. We hired an unbelievable offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. I'm excited about them.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.